Welcome on behalf of Sri Aurobindo Integral Education Network. This is the second webinar where the collaborating centers are presenting about themselves. Today we have another set of 6 centers. Each presentation will be 10 minutes, and after the presentation, if there are questions, we can take 2 or 3. I would request all of you, those who are not speaking, presenting, to keep your mics on mute throughout. Thank you. So I would invite Institute of Human Study from Hyderabad to begin.
Namaste and greetings from the Institute of Human Study. I'm thankful to SAIEN for giving us this opportunity to present the long journey of the Institute of Human Study and our collaboration with SAIEN in the future and the celebrations that are going to be unfolding for the coming year for the 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo. So we would like to present a video on the Institute of Human Study.
An aspiration and her grace. Be sincere in aspiration, faithful in action, persistent in endeavor, and you will reach your goal. This message given by the mother to our institution exemplifies Professor Madhusudan Reddy's total dedication to it. In response to his aspiration, the mother granted him the Institute of Human Study. It was founded at Hyderabad on December 13, 1964, with her blessings. He wanted to build a center for studies and research in Western and Eastern thought and cultural values in the light of the vision of Sri Aurobindo for all those who seek to have a higher life beyond the ordinary pursuits of daily existence. She even approved its symbol and gave the message. The ultimate boon was that the mother herself consented to become the permanent president of Institute of Human Study. To disseminate their teachings, the mother further blessed him to bring out a journal which she named as New Race. Subsequently, she sanctioned the project Mankind on the March, a consciousness approach to the evolution of culture. Interestingly, the mother not only approved of Professor Reddy conducting certificate course in human study in 1966, but by her divine grace personally handed over the certificates to the students. Later, he sought her sanction to continue with the diploma courses in integral education and integral philosophy in 1972-73. With such divine grace bestowed on him, Professor V.M. Reddy aspired to make the dream into a reality. His single-minded effort, his utter sincerity, perseverance and tenacity to face several difficulties and failures, his absolute faith and trust in the grace of the mother, his persistent endeavor to build the institute made possible to erect and start the many trusts at Hyderabad. By divine providence, his own personal house became the center for Institute of Human Study. The center's campus, named Sri Aurobindo Darshan, is situated adjacent to the entry of the Osmania University. Here we can enjoy the beautiful early mornings with the chirping of the birds in the garden. Later, Champaklalji established Sri Aurobindo's presence by installing his relics on February 11, 1979. The mother's room was added to the meditation hall, placing the mother's sacred paduka. The meditation hall is visited by students, teachers, and other devotees through the year, apart from the special darshan days. Over the past 58 years, The Institute has actively carried out many programs to fulfill its objectives of spreading the teachings of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother in several ways. It has frequently and consistently engaged in seminars, international conferences, regular and annual Sri Aurobindo Jayanti talks, setting up other centers and study circles, weekly Swadhyaya, and published many books and journals, all concerning the teachings of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Professor Reddy's idea was to set up an All India Education Society, which was to facilitate the establishment and acquiring of national recognition for primary and secondary schools on the lines of integral education as enunciated by Sri Aurobindo in a national system of education. He dreamt of starting international education at different levels, from KG to PhD. He founded Sri Aurobindo International School with the Mother's sanction in 1967 at Hyderabad. Presently, it has approximately 1,350 students and around 120 teachers. Over the years, the school has been steadily growing in the understanding of the vision of integral education and developed various methodologies in implementing them through pedagogy and in practice. The teachers are constantly exposed, oriented and guided in the writings of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother's aims and ideals of integral education. Over the past decades, the journey has been that of inner discovery and growth for the teachers through self-reflective journals titled Becoming Conscious. Wanting to take education to the rural sector, Matrubhaban Trust was established in 1980, inaugurated by Sri Champaklalji. Initially, it conducted several national integration camps and value education workshops for teachers and students. In 2015, it started a residential school, New Creation, a free progress school. This school enjoys the peaceful and beautiful atmosphere in the lap of nature's panorama, with vast play fields and buildings suitable to international education ideals. It plans to start a teacher training center in integral education. Matrubhaban Trust also runs Aditi Gurukul since 2000, a free primary residential school for the less privileged and orphan children. The trust is engaged in several other non-formal programs for rural improvement, such as running tailoring centers, free medical checkups, conducting annual sports and cultural events for the youth, farmer training, and creating awareness and empowering adolescent girls. For further realizing higher education in the lines of Sri Aurobindo's vision of human transformation, Professor Reddy proposed in 1972 to set up a central university named after Sri Aurobindo in Hyderabad. His idea was to impart true education in the light of Sri Aurobindo's vision in various disciplines, abstaining from the system of formal examinations and awarding of degree, etc., which will have a flexible curriculum with a free and creative environment of learning. The Mother granted Professor Reddy Sri Aurobindo Darshan, the University of Tomorrow. To manifest this vision, the Aurodarshan Trust at Medak was bought to establish this educational project situated beside a perennial lake. Parallel to realize higher studies and research, Sakar, Sri Aurobindo Center for Advanced Research, was created in 2000 at Pondicherry. It runs courses only on Sri Aurobindo's vision, apart from disseminating the philosophy and yoga through seminars and webinars. At present, IHS and SACAR are an integral part of SAIEN and extend all their educational research and experience to those aspiring to come in contact with Sri Aurobindo's ideals on individual and collective levels. The Institute of Human Study and Sri Aurobindo International School's long-standing experience in implementing integral education has made us competent in providing training to other teachers from formal schools on these lines. We were previously engaged in the process of guiding and interacting with other schools in regards to the training of integral education informally. Hence, now through SAIEN, we have offered a course in Vision and Practice of Integral Education, incorporation into formal school curriculum. We are looking forward for formal schools or any individuals who aspire to implement integral education to enroll in this course. To commemorate the 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo, we commenced with the release of Celebration Sri Aurobindo brochure of oncoming events for the occasion by the Honorable Governor of Telangana, Madam Tamilisai Soundararajan, on August 14, 2021. On August 15, 2021, the Institute invited several important dignitaries to commit to honoring the celebrations. The Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Venkaiah Naidu, inaugurated the Ikebana and photo exhibition, The Sacred Journey of Sri Aurobindo's Life, on September 4, 2021, in the Meditation Hall, followed by witnessing the program by the school students. Several other programs, such as Train the Trainers, Media Meet, Aurovidya Seminar on National Education Policy in the light of integral education, have been organized till date, and many more are planned for the occasion. We aspire for the Mother's grace to guide us to pay our humble homage at the feet of Sri Aurobindo.
Thank you, Chala. Any question for Institute of Human Study?
I just want to express how wonderful the work is and how important it is to learn about it, because we really don't know the whole gamut of what each of us is doing. And I think, Chala, you're doing wonderful work. Thank you so much for sharing it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to, I'm Haribandhu Panda from Chlorophyll School. I'm a director here and one of the co-founders. I want to convey my gratitude to Dr. Chalamai Reddy and Sri Aurobindo International School for providing us training, because we started our school 2 years ago and we are looking for some mentor who can guide us in our journey, because we are a group of about 4 or 5 people coming from academia and industry, and we are disillusioned with the way the education is in our country. And we moved around in the country and outside also. Then we thought that the best place to go is to Chalamai Didi, and she has provided an excellent supporting role for last few months, and we are very happy with that. So thank you very much for coming to this type of opportunities that we are getting, and I'm sure that we have a long way to move and we will get your blessings. Thank you very much.
Okay, I would like to then go to the next presentation, which is from LaGrasse Center from USA.
Thank you, Anuradha. Thank you, Amita. I'm Rade, and I'm also joined today by Vladimir Yatsenko, who is here. And as Anuradha mentioned, we are a U.S. Sri Aurobindo Center that's located in South Carolina, just outside of Greenville. What we would like to do today is also show a video of both our property here as well as the existing estate home that we're operating out of, and some future plans that we have for a full retreat center, and then just walk through some of our programs through our website. So with that, I'm going to let Vladimir go ahead and screen share the video.
Can you hear it, see it? Let me check.
We can see it, but I couldn't hear anything.
Okay, one second. I will start again. And now?
La Grasse is nestled in the foothills of South Carolina's countryside and set amongst 300 acres of tranquil wooded pine land. The 12-acre
very blurred, Vladimir. I don't know if there's a different way.
Site of La Grasse's new facilities. It will include a large meditation hall, museum dedicated to Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, dining and lodging, conference room, yoga studio, gift and bookstore, and beautiful gardens and fountains. The La Grasse property also includes a lake, home to beavers, turtles, fish, and other aquatic animals. The 7,000 square foot Southern style home is currently the hub of the center, with plenty of indoor and outdoor space, ideal for events and gatherings. Entering the property through the white fence-lined driveway, one experiences a sense of peace, elegance, and natural beauty. Walking up the stairs leading to the front door is a large patio with rocking chairs. As one enters the home, to the left is the dining room, and two large glass cases where Sri Aurobindo and the Mother works are on display. There is also a large bookstore with over 200 titles available for purchase. To the right is the main administrative office. And upstairs, a hallway leading to the meditation room, which accommodates 40 individuals. The large open kitchen is perfect for guests to gather for a home-cooked vegetarian meal, buffet style. It opens to an eating nook overlooking the back porch and swimming pool. And darshan events and special gatherings are held in the living room where a second altar exists. Also available for gatherings is an indoor screen patio, which is part of the expansive back patio area. Many flowers can be seen blooming year-round at La Grasse, including these beautiful pink lilies and large magnolia trees. Next to the back door entry, a two-car garage has been converted into a workshop and yoga studio. Yoga, weekend talks, and workshops are offered free to the community. La Grasse is a refuge from everyday life and a nature-based paradise where one can reconnect with nature and one's inner being.
The La Grasse property was purchased by H.P. Rama and family in fall of 2017. 6 months later, we opened the doors to the Integral Yoga community, and throughout the coming months, many darshan gatherings were held, as well as weekly Integral Yoga talks. Study groups were on Savitri, the Gita, Upanishads, and Sanskrit, and monthly potluck dinner gatherings followed by a casual evening of discussions, nature walks, and even jamming. La Grasse is an inclusive center, and we welcome seekers from various backgrounds and faiths to come together in the spirit of shared learning and the exploration of an integral life through a series of workshops called All Life is Yoga. In this series, a diversity of spiritual paths are typically represented, yet all come with an open mind and heart and sincere interest in gaining a deeper understanding of oneself. We have learned a lot, and we continue to learn from our instructors and participants in these programs, and have discovered many entry points for sharing Integral Yoga concepts. Today, we continue the All Life is Yoga series online.
With the closing of our doors during the COVID pandemic, all integral yoga programs were moved online and conducted over Zoom. This provided an opportunity to offer our programs to a wider integral yoga community, as well as to collaborate with other Sri Aurobindo centers in the USA and organizations and devotees from all over the world. This included hosting several collective US and international darshan gatherings, as well as partnering with experts from the kindred organizations and centers such as Sri Aurobindo Ashram, Aurovalley, Sri Aurobindo Society in India and Singapore, the Gnostic Center, Indian Psychology Institute, Sri Aurobindo Center for Advanced Research, Institute for Integral Yoga Psychology, Californian Institute of Integral Studies, etc. We also initiated a program discovering Sri Aurobindo, dedicated to his 150th birth anniversary.
Most of the programs discussed today are new to La Grace, but one particular event, our 4-day Sri Aurobindo Integral Yoga Retreat, has been offered each year at Furman University for over a decade. But after the purchase of the new property in 2018, participants spent an afternoon and evening at La Grace for discussions, nature walks, and Om choir. Thank you, Vladimir. And I just wanted to screen share and show a few things on our website that will elaborate a bit more on what we do. Can you see the website? Okay. So we left that video mentioning our annual Integral Yoga Retreat. And this year we'll be holding it June 29th through July 3rd. And it's dedicated to the 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo, and the theme will be Sri Aurobindo and his vision for the future of mankind. And we've got a number of speakers this year, several from India and others here from the US. So as always, our keynote speakers are typically Dr. Lopande, Vladimir, Nadid, and Shridalu, but will be bringing online guests, Aurelio, Dr. Frawley or Vamadeva, Dr. Jayanti Ravi, Shakti Balu, Talarditi, and offering yoga and pranayam every morning and evening with Letitia and Lila. I did want to just back up for a second and mention about our logo. We changed our logo last year to Sri Aurobindo Integral Life Center, and the La Grace, we changed the font to actually be the mother's signature. These are her actual writings of the word La Grace. And our vision for this center is really all about transformational learning and growth of consciousness. Everything that we do here is in the light and the vision of Sri Aurobindo and the mother. And our mission is dedicated to the development of the integral development of the individual. We decided fairly early on that crucial to all our programs, or at the core of all of our offerings and events, will be the 12 living principles. These are the 12 verities of the mother's symbol, and also the development of faculties of consciousness or instruments of consciousness. In the last 2 years, our doors opened here back in 2019 and quickly closed within a year because of COVID. But as mentioned in the video, everything was transferred to online within a couple months. And we've been developing programs for Integral Yoga followers and devotees This is our new perspective program, which you saw in the video, and also developing programs for seekers of all faiths and all backgrounds. And this is our All Life is Yoga program, launched about 1.5 years ago. We are hoping in the future to begin to develop programs and focus on the youth through educational institutions here in the US, as well as business enterprises. If you go to our homepage, and I know we're probably running out of time, so just another minute or two. Actually, let me go back. I wanted to mention that our team here, nodded our chairman and myself and Vladimir, but HP Rama and the Lakshmi and Gita Rama Foundation is the benefactor of the Lagras Center here, and he is the founder, HP Rama founder and chancellor of Auro University in Surat, India, our sister organization, as well as the equivalent center, Sri Aurobindo Integral Life Center, that's also in Surat on the campus of the Auro University dedicated to integral education, and our sister organization, Sri Aurobindo Integral Life Center, dedicated to research and academics in this area. So this center is going to be open on August 15th this year. So we're very excited about that. And lastly, just going to our homepage, we just wanted to let everybody know that if you wanted to view some of our programs and understand a little bit more about what we offer, New Perspectives, All Life is Yoga, Discovering Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, and conferences and community gatherings. These are our 4 main program categories. And if you'd like to see any of the previous, most recent webinars, you can just click and thumb through here. This is New Perspectives, videos that we've offered. Any one of them, again, you can click on, and we've got the past webinar here that you can listen to. And the last thing I wanted to mention is, and again, also shown on our homepage, is a number of courses and workshops that we've been developing over the last couple of years. If you scroll down, we just finished about a 6-month workshop on the 12 qualities of the Mother's symbol. And now we're in the process of offering science and spirituality in the light of Sri Aurobindo. We are collaborating with Dr. Marco Macy on this, and it's a fabulous course. It started a couple weeks ago. Vladimir is offering through Lagras, and also several of these through SAIEN, Sanskrit, Fundamental of Sanskrit, Foundation of Indian Culture, and the Rig Veda. And again, we're collaborating with other folks to offer additional courses here at Lagras. And I think our time is probably up. I would just like to say one more thing that we're working on and very excited about, because we have been offering so many things online for the last 2 years. We've got about 200 or 300 videos of New Perspectives and All Life is Yoga programs. And so in the next coming weeks, we're hoping to launch what we call a knowledge bank. And you can come on our website, click into the knowledge bank, and there not only are videos, but our research, audiobooks, other people's research will be available and can be searched by topic, by speaker, by program, if you will. And so this is going to allow everything to kind of come together and make it easily accessible to all. Vladimir, I don't know, we may have a minute or two. I don't know if you wanted to say anything about the Research Institute.
Oh, well, just to add to this and stop here, that we started the whole project, which is called Research Institute. Yes, you can see here our logo, Institute for Applied Research in Integral Studies. And we have our vision. We want to pioneer new frontiers in consciousness studies and all those what we spoke already in our format of the courses. We want to also research, and if you click on the research projects, so you can click on the research projects and you will see what projects are now we are engaged with. This is the integral paradigm of knowledge for educational and working environment. These are the faculties of consciousness we spoke already about. Consciousness-based business models and Integral Technologies, Science of Living, which is the course in our university, Spiritual Knowledge in the Ancient Indian Systems and Scriptures, and linguistic research on origins of human tongue. This is my linguistic research, which I'm very much interested in. That's basically the stuff we started with.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody has any questions for La Grace? Please go ahead, or comments.
Yeah, I want to add one small thing, which is maybe off the record, that yesterday, before yesterday, we inaugurated Auro Bridge in the Unity Park in Greenville. Greenville, Unity Park, Auro Bridge. Just think about it. It was inaugurated by the mayor of the city.
Okay, thank you. So we will go to our third presentation, which is again from India, Aurovalley. I invite Aurovalley to please begin.
Namaste. Aurovalley, it is inspired with the Pondicherry, with Mother Sri Aurobindo's teachings from the Auroville, and with the inspiration of all that, almost about 37 years before, we started this place. And we are slowly, Aurovalley is developing, and the idea is behind just to create something like Pondicherry, Auroville, and where one can feel Mother Sri Aurobindo's teachings. So with that aspiration, with that inspiration, slowly things are happening. And it's a very silent work. Mother's mantra, no words, act. So inspired from this kind of Mother's teachings, we are working here, and slowly the place is spreading everywhere and helping whatever we can do good for people. We have actually this Aurovalley Ashram is like a home for all. So it is like a big home, and without any advertisement, without any propaganda, people start coming here from everywhere. And it is like a big family home of unity. And we have a small play school here. We have some vocational training programs, many educational camps from all over India. Many schools comes here. Sometimes we do some sort of this cultural things. And there's a huge library here, big playgrounds. Just on the bank of Ganges we are, near the forest. And many things are going on here. I would like that if you can show our video, so then maybe you will know a little more.
Hello, Namaste. Welcome to Aurovalley reception.
Welcome to Word Temple, a place of human unity and to feel the power of oneness. Word Temple is a place to give a message of human unity and word union. The tree in the center of the Word Temple is a Kadamba tree. Mother gave the significance of this tree, supramental sun, symbol of harmony, love, peace, human unity. This tree we grow with the soil from many different countries of the world, and with the water from many rivers of all over the world. And I think this is the message that we all made of the same substance, and we have to learn how to live together, feel that we are one family. This is our meditation hall, Dhyan Mandir. Here we have a Sri Aurobindo's relics and beautiful crystal glass ball. It is a piece of beauty and it creates very beautiful atmosphere for concentration and to go deep in meditation. This is a yoga hall, and we use it for many different programs, conferences, workshops, yoga classes, dancing, children programs. In Aurovalley, we have daily routine program, collective silent meditation, yoga classes, collective class for question answer session. Then there is a different programs, karma yoga, and collective reading in the Savitri library. Here is Savitri library, and we have here Mother's museum also, with many things touched by the mother and used by the mother. We have in the library many books in different languages also. Whenever you want, you can come, you can study here, read here. And we also sometimes do here question answer sessions. Om Namo Hari Om Namo Om Namo Hari Om Namo. So this is an Om room for chanting the mantra of Om. And here the vibrations of Om, they multiply and again come back to you and open, touch to the whole being. They touch to each cell of our body and purify them, clean them, and one starts feeling like you are becoming empty, peaceful, joyful, blissful, full of light. Here is a dining hall. We use the word prasad for this place. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea, everything. It is like a ashram, soul ashram, main place where everybody fill their stomach. Now we have made one university, Sri Aurobindo's University for Sri Aurobindo's education. Sri Aurobindo's integral yoga help us to teach how to live this life with highest aspiration and to fulfill the purpose of our existence. University is the first step towards a Hindu Rashtra Vishwavidyalaya, a Hindu Rashtra University. Hope this dream will become reality soon.
This is the Naturopathy and Ayurvedic Center of the Aurovalley Ashram Wellness Center. This wellness center provides a lot of alternative treatments like a Shirodhara, steam bath, massage, reflexology, cupping therapy, acupuncture, mud therapy, hydrotherapy, fasting therapy, juice therapy, a lot of alternative therapies.
This is the Aurovalley Ashram store. You come into this shop and it's like a whole different ambience because it's smelling beautifully of all this incense. There are many things which you can look at. We have, for instance, malas, many different things. So it's a very interesting shop and you're very welcome anytime when you're here to come and have a look, and whatever you like, you can shop.
Here also we have a play school, small kids. Cutting and tailoring center for village girls, and from last 25 years this center is working. Many women from the village, they already completed their course. After 1 year course, they will start knowing how to stitch their clothes. They can open their own shop, they can start their own business. After completion, we give them one stitching machine.
मैं यहाँ पर 25 साल से काम कर रही हूँ। स्वामी जी ने बहुत अच्छा खोल रखा है, सबको रोज़गार दे रखा है और यहाँ पर बहुत सी लड़कियों ने सिलाई सीख के, लेडीज़ों ने सिलाई सीख के
We are also producing a manure with the cow dung from our biogas plant. Thank you very much. Hope to see you all soon in Aurovalley. Namaste. So Aurovalley is growing. It is slowly doing mother's work, and we feel that mother is always present with us. And I hope that one day it will work, it will give much more light from here to all, and mother will do her work. So I'm very happy to know all those centers. They are doing so beautiful, very good work. And whenever you feel, anybody feel, they can come here and maybe we can do something together. Now we are starting here Unidiversity. It is a new project of education for the growth of consciousness. Anything which can grow consciousness and make our health good, that all things we will do it here. Most of the and nowadays there's a big, this integral yoga, all yoga, many yogas. So that kind of thing, that kind of all those topics which can help us to make us more aware, more conscious, but without any diploma and degree. The idea is to do all those things. And all concerning health, all kind of health education, therapies, they all will start here. Already we have something, but now with this Unidiversity, there are more possibilities. And I hope that next there's a one step that this year we are going to inaugurate. It is a Unidiversity, but one real Sri Aurobindo, based on Sri Aurobindo education, a real university, like on Hindu Rashtra, Indian National University, something like that. So that we are going to inaugurate in November this year.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody has a question, please go ahead. We have to move a little fast now, but if there is a question, please. Okay. I invite Amita. She has something of import to tell us. So before we go to the next presentation, I'll invite Amita.
Yes, so I thought I would announce here that we are creating a new course, a program, which is the first collaborative program of SAIEN, that's the Sri Aurobindo Integral Network that we are all part of. And the overall theme, of course, is Sri Aurobindo's great words, all life is yoga, because the integral yoga actually encompasses every aspect of life. But the idea is that we take modules, workshops, multimedias, and talks created by various centers and curated by them. And then these are collated together by the academic council, the Integral Learning Council, actually, now that it's called, of SAIEN. And of course, a certain level is maintained and expected. And then this is formulated into a SAIEN program, which does not belong to any one center or person, but it belongs to the collaboration as a whole. As you know, there are almost, I think, 48 or more individual centers that have joined this collaboration, and about 150 scholars and seekers that have joined. So, this is just an invitation to all of you. Whoever would like to contribute to the SAIEN collaborative course can contact Anuradha or me and ask for details and also share what they would like to collaborate. We plan to launch this program, which will be a certificate program given by SAIEN, because I think by now we've understood that we need to create our own certificates and our own evaluation structures and our own methodologies. And this certificate program is going to be launched on the 22nd of August. You know, the first program was launched of SAIEN on the 22nd of February, and 22nd of August will be this online launch, along with a very, very beautiful program, which I will announce later on email. So that's all I needed to say.
Thank you, Amita. Okay, so we will go on with the fourth presentation for this evening. Matrubhaban from Odisha, please go ahead.
Namaskar and good evening, everyone. Without delaying a single moment, I will share a video. The duration of the video is 6.5 minutes, which is briefly introduce Matrubhaban as an institution and its role in mother's work in Odisha. After this video presentation, I will add 2 or 3 points which are not in the video presentation. Let's first see the video.
Matrubhaban has been created with another object than that is ordinarily common to such institutions, not for the renunciation of the world, but as a center and field of practice to make life perfect with the divine perfection. Matrubhaban has rendered yeoman service to spread the message of the Mother and Sri Aurobindo throughout the state. Sri Uchavananda Samantaraya of Cuttack, with the inspiration of Babaji Maharaj, Sri Ramakrishna Das, and Sri Prapatti of Sri Aurobindo Ashram, started Matrubhaban in 1970, and on 18th July 1971, its foundation was given by Sri Udar of Sri Aurobindo Ashram, Pondicherry. On 9th December 1972, Sri Aurobindo's sacred relics was installed by Babaji Maharaj Sri Ramakrishna Das. Matrubhaban started an educational wing named Sri Aurobindo Institute of Higher Studies and Research on 18th July 1975. It helps the child develop all facets of his personality and awaken his latent possibilities so that he acquires a strong, supple, healthy, beautiful body, a sensitive, emotionally refined, energetic personality, a wide-ranging, lively intelligence and will, the subtler spiritual qualities that unify and harmonize the being around the child's inmost truth or soul. Matrubhaban soon became the spiritual, cultural and educational center of Odisha. There are a large number of activities that are being conducted every year under the auspices of Matrubhaban and a number of ancillary institutes that have been fostered by this parent institution. Every year, Matrubhaban organizes different state-level conferences. Sri Aurobindo Study Circle movement has touched every corner of life. Now, there are more than 16,000 Sri Aurobindo Study Circles in Odisha. Sri Aurobindo Study Circle Conference, which is conducted every year from 4th April to 7th April. The purpose of the conference is to raise awareness of key tenets of the eternal essence of spirituality among the study circle members as well as the people from different sects of society and are made conscious about the dynamic application of true spirituality in individual life and in the collective society. True spirituality transforms life and it is beyond boundaries of religion, caste, creed, gender or any other distinctions. Sri Aurobindo Medical Association is a unit that works under the guidance of a group of doctors of different disciplines to increase the health awareness among the students and pupils of Odisha. It conducts Sri Aurobindo Health Squad Camp where the workers have the first aid training facility to be a help at different parts of Odisha. Army of Light is a unit of students and youths spreading throughout Odisha. The purpose is to develop youth of total integrity to work for national integration and love for Mother India in the light of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. It holds its annual training camp for 2 weeks during summer at Matrubhaban. Matrubhaban has a cultural wing, that is Sri Aurobindo Kala Kendra, which conducts classical music, instrumental and Odissi dance classes every Sunday to promote artistic sense among the students. There is an organization of legal practitioners named Sri Aurobindo Legal Unit. They are trying hard to educate and make aware students and public in the matters of law. Sri Aurobindo Engineering and Technical Group. The members of this wing include engineers from different streams. The group also coordinates a state-level annual conference and science exhibition of Sri Aurobindo Vigyan Parishad. Sri Aurobindo Vigyan Parishad has been organizing an annual convention every year since 2005. The convention encourages interaction among students, teachers from every corner of Odisha, specifically covers the most rural areas, inclined towards science and technology, and provide a platform for the young scientists to exhibit different aspects of science, engineering, and technology as they have learned about them. All of you are aware that the world will be celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo on 15th August 2022. The Union Culture Ministry has constituted a high-level committee under the chairmanship of the Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, to celebrate 150th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo, along with former PMs, CMs, and spiritual leaders. Secretary of Matrubhaban is also part of this 53-member committee. Matrubhaban is a window on the next future of mankind. The future of Earth depends on a change of consciousness. The Mother and Sri Aurobindo, through their tapasya, have built this future for humanity. Matrubhaban is a floral symbol offered to the vision of the Mother and Sri Aurobindo.
I hope this video gives you all a brief idea about Matrubhaban and its roles in Mother's work in Odisha. I have a few more points since Anuradha ji assigned me 10 minutes for the presentation. Actually, on the first of every month, Mother's Odisha YouTube channel broadcasts a news bulletin called Sangathan Samachar, which means organization news. As you all know, Odisha comprises 30 districts, and district level Sri Aurobindo Study Circle coordinate and sends their reports, their activities of Mother's work in their district before on the 25th day of each month, and within 5 days, news department edit the report and record it and broadcast it. Matrubhaban also published a newsletter called Matrubhaban Patra since 1991. A few articles are there, as well as an overview of all activities that took place throughout the Odisha. Another great adventurous work named July Tour. Actually, July Tour is another massive event organized by all Odisha Sri Aurobindo Study Circle Committee, Matrubhaban. A single district is visited every day by 6 to 7 members from Matrubhaban and other parts of Odisha. Within 30 days, 30 districts are visited. The district organization a meeting in the district headquarters. In the meeting, the district organizer present their annual report and few plans for the future or for the next year. Another important point, that is on the occasion of Sri Aurobindo's 150th birth anniversary, district and block level organizers distributed the 15th August 1947 message of Sri Aurobindo in Odia language. This message was distributed among 600 integral schools, colleges, even government school colleges. Study circle members, general audience, after discussing the messages, it will distribute it. Till now, about 3 lakhs of Odia messages already distributed. We also distributed approximately 20,000 English and Hindi messages in various parts of India, such as West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Manipur, Chhattisgarh. And there is another project which is in the infant stage now, based from the university. Though it is inaugurated by M.V. Nadkarni on 4th April 2007 at Sri Aurobindo Sekhetra, Dalijwada. And lastly, I will end with this note that this enormous work is organized on a simple but significant principle based on Pram Das' message, that is harmony at any cost. Do Mother and Sri Aurobindo's work in harmony. All the aspirants of integral yoga of Sri Aurobindo, such as Sri Aurobindo Study Circle members, sadhaka teachers, and all the organizers spontaneously and by all means follow this principle. I will end with this note. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That's a very important note to end on. Harmony at any cost. For our collaboration also, it's so true. Any questions, anybody, for Matrubhaban?
I'd like to make a comment. I don't know who said it, but I'm sure I read it somewhere. It's very important. I had read somewhere that, when so many, look at the work that is happening in Orissa. I was marveling at it, and then someone told me that the mother had mentioned that the subliminal of Orissa, the Oriyas, has opened to the presence and the force of Sri Aurobindo and the mother. It's very important because the whole state, the subliminal consciousness is open. And that's how they can do this wonderful work in all the districts. It's probably the one state that is actually doing it at a level that is massive. And we just hope that the other states, the subliminal too opens, but we are still in pockets, not as a statewide movement. I wanted to just mention that.
I just wanted to say that it's a very humbling experience to know so much that is happening. And
we can't see you.
Yeah? Can't hear?
Can't see you.
No, I have bad internet today. I can't, very bad internet. But can you hear?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
yes,
so
we can.
Yeah, so I was just saying it's a very humbling experience. And there's also a sense of great harmony which one is feeling. And I think SAIEN bringing us all together and we all doing this together is simply a very beautiful beginning. So thank you, Anuradha, for slotting the whole thing and for all the centers who presented today. There's a lot of learning, a lot of humility, and a lot of hope, all three for that matter.
Thank you. So we will move ahead now. Sri Aurobindo Society, Paigmberpur from UP. I invite you to please start.
Good evening from Sri Aurobindo Society, Paigmberpur branch. Thank you, SAIEN, for this opportunity. As we all know, the Sri Aurobindo Society was started by the mother on 19 September 1960. It was she who named the organization Sri Aurobindo Society. She was not only the founder and the executive president, but she also remains its guiding force till today. From a very beginning, over the years, the society has grown into an international organization working in diverse fields of life. We have more than 300 Sri Aurobindo branches and affiliated centers in India and abroad. In the words of Nolanida, to open a center is not sufficient in itself. It must be a pure heart of a perfect sincerity in total consecration to the divine. This has been our aim and aspiration. Anjana. Anjana, are you there? Okay. I think we'll continue. But as Sri Aurobindo has said, but it is not by lectures and sermonizing to the village people as we are doing now. If you want to work in the village, you must take to a natural profession, go and settle down among the village people and be one of them. When they see that you are a practical man, they will begin to trust you. If you go there and work hard for 10 or 15 years, you will gain your status. Sri Aurobindo. I'm Kirti Adhikari, and I began my journey with Mirambika School and Sri Aurobindo Ashram, Delhi, and continued the process of widening and strengthening my connection and knowledge of integral yoga by volunteering at the Gnostic Center for a few years. I still remember the fine evening when I started a random interaction with some village children sitting under a mango tree in Paigmberpur village. As I continued with the session, I felt within me a strong aspiration to initiate the mother's work here in this village, which is about 5 hours from Delhi. That's how Vistar Mother-Own was birthed, and we started by conducting and facilitating the Integral Development Workshop for Children. Today, I'm giving an overview of our activities, which are all inspired by the vision of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother and are steps on our path for the growth of consciousness. As time went by, the workshop started for other segments, like for women, for youth, and for the farmers. The main focus of these sessions was to bring about a positive shift in the attitude of the villagers and also to discern between the values needed for individual and collective living. As they say, मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल, मगर लोग आते गए और कारवां बनता गया. To roughly translate it into English, I started the journey towards my goal and others started to connect and it became a caravan. Many volunteers from various organizations joined us. Some were connected with the vision of Sri Aurobindo and the mother already, and some were introduced to them after connecting with us. I would like to take this moment to thank all the volunteers for their invaluable contribution and for agreeing to work in a challenging environment in which not only there was no electricity, but the water also had to be drawn from the hand pumps. No basic comforts which we take for granted. Working in the village without basic amenities like water, electricity, sanitation, etc. was very challenging, but it gave us a lot of courage and kind of inner joy. We started the routine of the evening study groups in which we read excerpts from the Sunlit Path and Sri Aurobindo's Savitri in Hindi as the mantric poetry. The evening meditation and Savitri reading sessions with young adults continue till today at our center, which is now equipped with electricity. As I mentioned earlier, we were gradually working with all the segments of village Paigmberpur and its surrounding villages. Women's self-help group was formed and sewing classes were arranged for them, which eventually contributed to their economic empowerment. The activities to improve sanitation, sports, healthcare, art and craft, diya making, etc. were also introduced. For the holistic development of the entire village community, we focused on the development of agriculture. We found out that the research happening at the agriculture institutes and universities was not reaching the common farmers. Connecting with agriculture scientists at Pusa Institute, Murarka Foundation in Rajasthan, Aurovalley for the development of agriculture and organic farming became one of the major components of our work. We started vermicomposting units for training farmers in organic farming. We also conducted exchange programs with urban students from schools such as Velams in Dehradun for rural exposure in Paigmberpur. In turn, they also invited our students from Paigmberpur to their campus. With master's blessings, our school-going children got the opportunity to study at the Free Progress School in Junjunu, Rajasthan. Now, all these activities contributed into strengthening the spiritual interrelation of the village. We can say that gradually our aspirations started to manifest in the material sphere of life. To increase awareness further, we began celebrating Darshan days with various functions, which included March Past on 15th August, Sri Aurobindo's birthday. We prepared and presented cultural programs, held essay competitions, and quiz sessions based on Sri Aurobindo and the mother's life. Once a year, we have Akhand Savitri Path, which is non-stop continuous reading of Savitri. All those who are connected with the center read Savitri in turns. It takes about 3 days to complete the full reading. In 2005, we identified the need for a sacred and safe space where one could simply sit in peace or meditate. And lo and behold, Ma's grace was showered on us and an acre of land was immediately offered by Mr. Adhikari. Sanjay Prakash, one of the leading architects of Delhi, helped us in designing the library and the center. Now we have 2 dormitories and a guest house also. While we have a long journey ahead of us, it is humbling to see our efforts being recognized by the local newspapers. One of them, Jagran, carried a story about the new approach towards the village life and the impact of our work. To commemorate the 15 years of our work, we organized a large-scale event with participants from various Sri Aurobindo centers and the local people. It was heartening to see that the little children who were part of our pilot workshops were now facilitating the same for other children and adults also. In our aspiration to expand our reach to include more people and to widen their practical knowledge, we began exposure trips for young boys and girls from about 15 villages. We realized that the youth camps and retreats were one of the very effective ways to bring a shift in people's attitude and widen their perspective and make them more aware and conscious. Our participants now range from both rural and urban areas across the Hindi-speaking belt. Youth camps were held in Jhunjhunu in Rajasthan, at Rudrapur and Haridwar in Uttarakhand, at Kumbh Mela on the banks of Ganges, Aurovalley in Raiwala, Deri Onsun in Bihar, and of course Pondicherry. Shramdan or work offering is one of the most important activities of all our camps. Wherever we conduct our camps, we offer to work according to the need of the place. For example, Ganga cleaning in Haridwar was an extremely gratifying experience for everyone. We find that the blend of tradition and modernity that comes across through Sri Aurobindo's vision touches the youth. As Sri Aurobindo has said, break the molds of the past, but keep safe its genius and its spirit, or else thou hast no future. Our efforts are geared towards ingraining this idea into the minds of the youngsters. Youth camps held in Nainital, Ramgarh and Delhi Ashram were, with a special interaction with Taradi, were extremely motivating for our groups. As a result of our participation in the Oneness program in Nainital, we collaborated with 3 Sri Aurobindo centers and presented an offering at the Unity Center in Auroville on its 50th birthday. Currently, a few youth camps were organized online due to the pandemic. Our endeavor is to take the principles of integral development to more and more youngsters as they will be the real change makers. The biggest challenge that we face today is to create leaders who have the will and the capacity to lead and provide continuity to the work. Our gratitude to Mother and Sri Aurobindo. Thank you, Nirodha, for giving us the courage and confidence of being a part of the Mother's team. You will and are always will be there for us. Gratitude to Taradi for giving opportunities to us and our work in Delhi Ashram, Ramgarh and Nainital. Participation in youth camps in Nainital and evening meditations in Delhi Ashram were the springboards to progress on this path. Pradeep Bhai and Vijay Bhai, thank you for always giving the freedom and guidance in our work. Pavan Bhai, thank you for the initial hand-holding, which was so important. Kavalle Bhai, one of the first youth coordinators to visit our village, conducted workshops and went to different schools to give inspiring talks. Thank you, C.P. Khetanji, for giving opportunity to our children to blossom under the Mother's grace at the Sri Aurobindo Divine Life Society Free Progress School in Jhunjhunu. Vijay Bharti, Charu Mitra and Anjana, we are co-travelers on this path and it is possible only because of you all. Resham and Varsha, please show yourselves. This is the team who made this presentation possible. Anjana, are you there? Okay, our contribution to SAIEN list of courses is the workshops on journey within in Hindi language called Ek Khoj Apne Antar Man Ki, which targets the rural youth. Wherever there is an opening or the need, our team is very happy to go and facilitate the course there for the growth of consciousness. As Sri Aurobindo says, the village is the cell of the national body and cell life must be healthy and developed for the national body to be healthy and developed. Thank you very much. Anjana, where were you? You are on mute. Anjana is one of the very, very active team member. She was to read the quotations. We can't hear you. Anyway, Anuradha, that's it.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful work. Thank you. Any questions for this team? Okay, so we move ahead. You can see in the chat box, there are some comments for everybody. The final presentation of this evening is from Alive and Shine Center from the US. So I'll ask them to please go ahead.
Hello. Can you hear me? Lovely, thank you. Well, my name is Adil Palkhiwala, and I was very blessed because I was born into the family which devoted itself to Sri Aurobindo and the mother. And we met the mother many times, our whole family. And our mission here is in the US. Let's go a little bit into the founding of the Alive and Shine Center, which was originally called Yoga Centers. And the mission is very simple, which is to spread the work of the light that Sri Aurobindo brought into humanity. So I personally have traveled around the world more than 150 times, training teachers and training students in more than 50 countries. But the work is called, in our work, it's called Purna Yoga, based on Sri Aurobindo's own integral yoga and his use of the word Purna. So the Purna Yoga that we teach is based on the teachings of Sri Aurobindo and the mother, and its application into day-to-day life. So the founders include my wife, Savitri, who is a spiritual savant, and she's constantly devoted to the light. She doesn't go out into the world at all. She's just doing the tapasya at home. And she has students, of course, and we had our own physical center until COVID, and we now gone to Zoom because it makes it very convenient to broadcast from our own base here in Redmond, Washington. We have a staff. I believe Nitika is on this call. She's part of our staff. Marcella, Bella are all part of our staff. Nitika, could you say hello to the group, please? There you are. Okay. And our mission is the same as Sri Aurobindo's mission, but it is not as out in the world as you see the people having gone to villages and talked to people. Ours is more an individual mission. So we have our students. We have students in many, many countries around the world. And we teach them 4 things. Number 1 is asana and pranayama. I'll explain in a moment. Number 2 is applied philosophy. Number 3 is nutrition and lifestyle. And number 4 is heartful meditation. So for many years, I was a naturopathic doctor. I'm also a lawyer. And we train people to have more fulfillment in their lives. So let's go over these very briefly. The asana and pranayama. You see, prior to Sri Aurobindo, asana didn't have much meaning except for individual satisfaction and for personal, if you will, movement towards nadi connection. But after Sri Aurobindo, asana has a profound meaning because Sri Aurobindo's yoga is to bring light into the cells. It's for transformation. And it won't happen without people actually doing the tapasya. So our mission is to help individuals get into that deep state where they can connect with the light and then cause a transformation. Because unless somebody does it, it's not going to happen. And that therein lies the power of asana and pranayama. So Sri Aurobindo's work is enhanced dramatically by the receptivity of the cells in our bodies. By the receptivity of the cells in our bodies. And that is our mission. And that is what we are training people to do. I myself studied with BKS Iyengar since I was 7 years old. So I had more than 45 years of study with him personally. And he sent me to the West to spread asana. But I took it along with Sri Aurobindo's mission and brought it to the world. Savitri, on the other hand, has spent all her time in developing the connections internally. She meditates for about 18 to 20 hours a day, every day, and has for years and years and years. And when she was in Sri Aurobindo's room, Sri Aurobindo himself appeared before her and said that she had to do her work. This is a few years ago. So now she teaches the application of the philosophy through something called heartful meditation. Right? What did the mother say? Go into the heart, go deep within. There you'll find that inner light. And that is what we are teaching our students around the world. So Purna Yoga, we have centers that our students have opened on the East Coast. We have 3 in North Carolina. We have some in California. We have a couple in Canada. We have 1 in Finland, in Helsinki. We have our students in Germany, in Austria, in Japan. So our teaching is not so much on the day-to-day stuff. It's more about the individual developing their own inner consciousness. So the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo, not to keep it as a philosophy, but to take it and apply it to our day-to-day life is our mission. So we call it applied philosophy, not an intellectual philosophy, but an applied philosophy. However, that application cannot bear fruit unless the individual body is strong. Therefore, I use my technology from my medical background. We teach nutrition, we teach lifestyle changes. And with these 4 things, we've noticed huge changes in people's lives. So it's not as if our forefront is everybody must believe in Sri Aurobindo. We believe that Sri Aurobindo's yoga is taken into the individual heart and then lived. That is our philosophy. That's 10 minutes. Open it up for questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, any questions or comments for Adi? Okay, today everybody is very quiet. You have questions today. Okay, then I will call it a day or a night. Thank you everybody for being here. And we look forward to another round of 6 presentations on 3rd June. You'll be getting please spread the word, spread it far and wide. We would like lots of more people to join in and listen to the presentations. So, and also enthuse other centers and individuals who are working with Aurobindo Mother to join the network. Amita?
I would like to just one more word, if you don't mind. This I can see that the intensity of each center presented in 15 minutes is just an overview. We cannot really go into, in details or something very specific because it's overwhelming information. Every center does a great work and spread and deep and vast and so on. So let us keep it as presentations and maybe later kind of deepen our research and studies of the centers. It's just kind of coming together, like a satsang or some kind of a yagya, if you will. Yes, that we are joining our hands together, and we see how differently we address the issues. Different center has different topics, different approaches, different set of ideas, and all of them coming from Sri Aurobindo. It's beautiful in a way. So, multifaceted approach, and yeah, this comment.
Yes, thank you for saying that, Vladimir. I was just, for me, it's like it strengthens my faith when I listen to other centers and people. It deepens it, it strengthens it. I just feel, we're here and each of us is doing whatever we can. And it's wonderful to just hear people. That's why perhaps there are not too many questions, because it's a deepening process. We're taking everything in. And I just want to mention that next year, in February, around possibly the 24th or 25th of February, the Gnostic Center is hosting an international conference, which is to bring together everybody, all the centers, individual scholars, universities, colleges, people who are open to Sri Aurobindo, to maybe take forward this idea of establishing a Sri Aurobindo Center for Integral Studies. So do mark your calendars for February 24th and 25th to come to the Gnostic Center, India. Anuradha, to you.
So thank you, everybody, and have a very good evening or a day. And see you again on 3rd June.